And so what he's going to do when he gets rich is he's going to have excess income, he's going to have excess assets, and he's going to take those assets and fund institutions in his community. And when your HBCU calls and says, "Hey, we need a donation. We're raising $100 million because we want to build a science lab," you're not going to be able to have any say in that process. You'll be able to make your $100, $200, $1,000 donation, and that'll be it, right? That'll be pretty much what you can do. And what I've seen with a lot of the predominantly white institutions is they have that billionaire that they can call who says, "No, you need 50 million. I'll write the check right now." You know what I mean? Where is the Black Zuckerberg? Where is the black version of an Elon Musk? They exist. They're out there, but it is up to our community to train that child to reach his fullest potential. And the way you train that child to reach his fullest potential is you cannot stop him at level 2 when God meant for him to go to level 12. Do you understand? You can't sort of say to that kid who's going to be the black Mark Zuckerberg. You can't say to him, "Look, man, hey, you're good at computers. You can get a great job at Google." No, you say to him, "No, you can go create a Google, and here's how we can raise the capital where you can create a company and scale that sucker up and actually create thousands of jobs for other people." That even just the training, just the ability to even think that way is essential to be able to do it. If you can't even see it, then you sure as hell can't do it. If you can't see it, you won't ever be able to do it. In fact, think about how, and I want you to think for a second about how many black college graduates we have who wouldn't know the first thing about what it takes to create a job. Don't know the first thing about what it takes to build a system with delegation and relationships and raise the money and raise the capital and develop the product and market the product. I don't know nothing about that. They know how to fill out a job application. They know how to do their job. That's very dangerous economically. That's what's kept you where you are. You need to really cultivate your visionaries, cultivate them, challenge them, train them, and then you fund them. If you go to, let me let me give you an example. I got to look this stat up real quick. Hold on. This is worth it. So give me a second because this is a point I want to make. Okay. All right, so let's see. There's a group. Anybody ever heard of a group called Y Combinator? Anybody heard about Y Combinator? Well, if you haven't heard of Y Combinator, how many of you give me a yes if you've heard about the name? Heard the name Sam Altman? Anybody heard the name Sam Altman? Anybody know Sam Altman? Sam Altman is the white guy who created OpenAI. Um, he fights with another white guy you probably heard of by the name of Elon Musk. Elon Musk, right? Okay. Well, Y Combinator is this thing. It's a think tank, and it's a wealth accelerator. And what the wealth accelerator does is they find their best and brightest in their communities. Not to say they don't have any black people there. They have a few, but not many. But they find the best and brightest in their communities, and they don't just get them together so they can go get a job. They actually put them in a space where they cultivate and grow businesses out of that space. Just the same way you cultivate and grow. I know people that can cultivate and grow some weed, and they know, and anybody who knows anything about cultivating and growing weed or any other plant knows that you have to create a certain environment. You have to water the plants in a certain way. You have to give certain nutrients. You have to make sure the room's a certain temperature. So their goal is to grow businesses for their communities. I'm not talking about mom and pop shops. I'm talking about $1 billion unicorns. They call them unicorns. They create tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of jobs. So their goal is to develop and cultivate businesses the way, Pookie might be cultivating some weed in his backyard, right? So not to disrespect Pookie and his business. Cannabis is a good business. I know people that are in it,